people around were without the Quran. Allah says in the Quran that they lived in modern day Yemen, and they were physically very, very powerful. And Allah said that He had given them pretty much everything. They had access to livestock, children, gardens, and water. Livestock means food and wealth. Children means manpower and population. Gardens means agriculture. And water means a means of transportation and obviously to drink. And they were so wealthy, they were so powerful that they were wasting their wealth. Now, when I describe them, try and imagine them today and compare them to what they'd be like today. And when they were wealthy, they had a lot of pride. And if you have no iman and you have so much pride, whatever excess wealth that you have is going to be spent on ego for the most part. And Allah said in a Surah Al-Shu'ara in Ayah 128 to 129, do you build high places on every high palaces on every high place while you do not live in them? That sounds similar to what we have today. You know, we got like monuments and palaces that nobody even lives in. It's just for showing off. And do you get yourself palaces as if you will live there forever? I mean, if you think about the palaces that we make, the buildings that we make it as if we're going to live for thousands of years. We'll live for maybe 70, 80, maybe 27 months. We don't know that. And we're making them as though we're going to live in there forever. And usually nations, when they become strong, they become arrogant, and they become weak just because they think they're strong and they'll never lose their strength. But they kept up their strength. Every single nation they invaded, they just wiped them out completely off the map. And so Hud al-Islam was sent to them. And Hud al-Islam was very straightforward. He was very blunt. He straight up said that your religion is full of lies, because they, of course, practice shirk. And he told them to ask Allah for forgiveness. And he said that Allah will give you abundant rain and add strength to your strength. So what that means for us today is that we obviously know that Muslim Ummah today is disunited. We know that Muslim Ummah today is very weak. And the reason that we're weak is that we're not making enough istighfar. If we made more istighfar, Allah would give us abundant rain and add to our strength. And of course they accused him of lying, and they said the same thing that they said to Nuh alayhi salam, that how can we follow a man that eats and drinks like us? And they also denied the resurrection. And that was just something that a lot of non-believers cannot grasp their mind around, is the idea of, I will have to pay for everything that I have done in this world and the hereafter. So they got fed up. After a year, we don't know how long the dawah went on for, but then they got fed up and they said, bring on the punishment. Now, what we've learned from the people of Nuh alayhi salam and the people of Thamud, and inshallah soon we'll learn about Fir'aun, you don't ask Allah to bring on your punishment. We know how this is going to end. And they challenged the punishment of Allah for a few reasons. One main reason was that they thought they were so strong. They thought that nothing could shake them. They did not believe that Allah could destroy them. They were saying that no one is more powerful than us. They thought that they could do anything and they could get away with anything. That sounds a lot like what the nations do today. And if you compare that to, say, England, at the time was a medieval superpower. They dominated the sea. So what they did, they made a ship called the Titanic. Look at the name. They're saying we're going to conquer the sea. What did Allah do? Allah sank it on its first voyage. Then America, that is the challenge of creation of Allah. And they created a spaceship called the Challenger. And then Allah blew it up within 10, 12, 20 seconds of just looking off. And these are signs from Allah and people just don't understand. What people fail to realize is that Allah created us. Any strength that we have comes from us. Comes from Him. We couldn't create half of what we created, or even all of what we created, without the help of Allah. If we created a tank, we couldn't have gotten the metal without Allah creating it first. We couldn't have even thought about creating it without Allah giving us the knowledge to come up with something like that. For example, in Japan, very recently, they created a computer called the K computer. It's made up of 1.2 million gigabytes of RAM and 700,000 processor cores. If you put that into modern, if you don't know about technology, I can briefly summarize that for you. A good computer today has between 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM. A good computer today has around 4 core processors. 4 processors. processor cores. It took 40 minutes to measure human brain activity for 1 second. 1 second of human brain activity, it took 40 minutes to calculate all that so-called high powerful technology. So we come this far, and yet we still can't keep up with ourselves. The technology that we've created can't keep up with ourselves. And so anyways, going back to the story of Hud and Arad, Allah gave them a chance to repent. Allah sent upon them a drought, and hoping that, they would repent, they would say, oh, we're sorry, we believe now. But they didn't. They remained arrogant. So now Hud prays against them. And when a prophet prays against his own people, means they're done. Nothing they can do now will save them. And so Allah sent black clouds, and they got very, very happy. They're like, oh, look, the drought is over. Here comes black clouds. Here comes the rain. We're free. But Allah says in Surah Al-Kahf, ayah number 24, but no, this is a torment they were asking for. Now, Allah sent upon them a wind. And you would compare that closely to what we call today a tornado, but that's only for the sake of calling it something that we can compare to today, because it was nothing like any tornado we've ever seen. Allah says that it went on for 8 days and 7 nights, and it was big enough to destroy the entire nation. So if you're talking something like, even the size of Rhode Island, that goes on for 8 days and 7 nights, I mean, look at what happened in Joplin a few years ago. It was on for like 10, 15 minutes at the most. Tornadoes only last day about 15 minutes at the most. This was on for 8 days and 7 nights, throwing them around, throwing everything around, and now they have nothing left. They thought they were so strong. They thought that they could build palaces that they could live in forever. They were utterly destroyed. They have no remnants. We have the remnants of Hud. We have the remnants of Fir'aun. We have no remnants of Arad. They have nothing there. When the Muslims, after Muhammad died, and the Muslims become very rich and very powerful, Abu Dhabi, he went to them and he said, do you not realize what's happening? You guys are becoming very lazy. You guys think that you're becoming very powerful. Do you not remember what happened to Arad? And he said, who will buy from me the remnants of Arad for the price of 2 dirhams? 2 dirhams is, I think, 2 silver coins. What he means by this is they have nothing left. No real estate, nothing worth of value. And he says, who will buy from me the remnants of Arad for the price of 2 dirhams? None of us would buy it today for $2. So, and this is a concept that Allah is trying to get into our heads, is that any strength that we have comes directly from Him. Don't think that just because we built the next great spaceship, that we've built the next great computer, that we're going to be anywhere near the strength that He has given us with. And inshallah, may Allah give us all feet and all religion.